Every day you give your all to your family, your job, and those around you. But when you look in the mirror in the evening, you barely recognize your own reflection. Where did these extra pounds around your waist come from, even though you are eating just as you usually do? Why do routine daily tasks now cause sudden irritation? And why has sleep turned into a broken nightmare with constant night awakenings? If you are familiar with that overwhelming feeling when your own body seems to be staging a quiet revolt against you, stop right now. You might have been told that this is simply age, stress, or exhaustion, and that you just need to accept it and live with it. But that is an absolute lie. There is a single tiny product sitting on the shelf of virtually any ordinary grocery store that costs pennies. Yet it is capable of literally rebooting your hormonal balance, restoring mental clarity, and stopping rapid aging without hormonal pills or exhausting diets. And no, this is not another trendy placebo, but a tool backed by strong scientific evidence that doctors often simply forget to mention. Imagine a typical workday. You wake up already feeling tired, hurriedly get the kids ready for school, answer 3 work emails on your phone at the same time, drink a cup of coffee on an empty stomach, and rush out the door. By lunchtime, a wave of intense, uncomfortable fatigue hits you so hard that you just want to lie down right on your desk. Towards the evening, an inexplicable craving for sweets appears, one that seems impossible to stop with willpower alone. Sounds familiar? In the period after 35 or 40, a quiet transition begins within a woman's body. The level of estrogen, our primary hormone of youth, beauty, and good mood, begins to fluctuate chaotically. This is not menopause yet. It is the perimenopause stage, which can last for several years. During this time, the body becomes unbelievably sensitive to any physical stress or nutritional deficiency. The main problem of this period is that old self-care methods simply stop working. You can eat less, but the weight still creeps upward, especially in the abdominal area. You can purchase expensive creams, but the skin still loses its firmness, and hair becomes dull and brittle. The truth is that your body is undergoing a serious transformation, and it requires a completely different kind of support. It desperately needs microscopic structural building blocks that will help stabilize these hormonal swings. And this is precisely where chia seeds step onto the main stage. At first glance, these small black and gray grains look completely unremarkable. However, inside every single one of them lies a genuine biochemical laboratory. When chia seeds enter a liquid environment, they swell and become coated in a specialized gel. This exact same process happens right inside your stomach. But the most fascinating part begins when the elements of this tiny seed reach your bloodstream. Let us break down the first and most critical aspect that worries almost every woman at this age: unexpected weight gain and constant blood sugar spikes. Why could you previously eat a pastry at night without consequence, whereas now even a lettuce leaf seems to keep the scale frozen? The answer lies in the development of insulin resistance. When estrogen levels drop, the cells of our body gradually lose their sensitivity to insulin. The pancreas then begins to produce it in huge quantities. Insulin is fundamentally a storage hormone. As long as its concentration in the blood remains high, your body is physically incapable of burning fat, no matter how many miles you run on a treadmill. This is where chia seeds perform something truly extraordinary. They contain a record amount of soluble dietary fiber. When you consume just 1 or 2 tablespoons of chia, this fiber transforms into a soft, thick gel directly in your digestive tract. This gel coats the walls of the intestines and slows down the absorption of carbohydrates. As a result, sugar from food enters the blood not in a sharp, overwhelming spike, but in a slow, steady stream. Insulin does not jump through the roof, and the body finally gains the opportunity to utilize fat reserves for energy rather than storing every single calorie for later. You will immediately notice the practical result in your daily routine. You will no longer experience that wild, panic-driven feeling of hunger at 4 in the afternoon when you are ready to eat everything in the refrigerator. A steady, predictable energy will emerge, sufficient for a work report, evening activities with the kids, and personal time for yourself. Yet this is only the beginning, because next we will discuss how these tiny seeds are capable of protecting your heart and blood vessels, something many women do not even consider until the first serious symptoms appear. The second critically important factor is the operation of our cardiovascular system and joints. In younger years, estrogen acts as a reliable shield for our blood vessels. It keeps them elastic, regulates cholesterol levels, and protects against plaque formation. But as estrogen decreases, this protective shield weakens. It is during perimenopause that women often experience fluctuating blood pressure for the first time, a vague heaviness in the chest, and morning joint stiffness that feels as if sand were poured into them. Chia seeds are an absolute champion plant-based source of omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. Omega-3 is the primary natural extinguisher of inflammation in the human body. Picture microscopic fires constantly igniting in your blood vessels due to stress, lack of sleep, and processed foods. These fires damage arterial walls and make them rigid. Omega-3 from chia seeds acts like a cool rain that extinguishes these inflammatory processes. Regular consumption of chia helps reduce levels of bad cholesterol and triglycerides in the blood, maintaining soft and elastic vessels. This serves as the best prevention against hypertension and early cardiac issues. As for the joints, plant-based fatty acids lubricate them from within, restoring ease of movement. You will once again be able to walk upstairs without pain, stroll through the park on weekends, and avoid morning stiffness. Shortly, I will reveal one secret nuance. Exactly how you need to prepare chia seeds so that their benefits multiply threefold, because most people consume them incorrectly and miss out on half the effects. But before that, let us address a topic that is rarely discussed out loud, even though it troubles millions of women. The third aspect is gut health and female hormonal balance. You might be surprised to learn that our gut is essentially a second hormonal organ. It houses a vast population of bacteria, part of which forms the so-called estrobolome. This is a specialized microbiome responsible for processing and eliminating excess, used estrogens from the body. If your gut operates sluggishly, or if you are prone to bloating and constipation, these spent hormones are not properly excreted. They get reabsorbed back into the bloodstream and begin to burden the system from within. This leads to estrogen dominance with symptoms familiar to many: breast tenderness, fluid retention, sudden mood swings, heaviness in the lower abdomen, and irritability. The soluble and insoluble fiber in chia seeds functions like an ideal, gentle brush for your digestive tract. It absorbs toxins, metabolic waste, and spent hormones, smoothly carrying them out of the body. Essentially, chia provides a natural, mild detox without extreme cleanses or dangerous fasting routines. As the gut clears, its beneficial microflora restores itself. A healthy microbiome means not only a flat stomach and lack of heaviness, but also the synthesis of serotonin, the happiness hormone. Indeed, around 90% of serotonin is produced right in the gut. By cleansing your digestive system with chia seeds, you quite literally elevate your emotional state and restore the joy of living. You become calmer and react more peacefully to children's whims or work deadlines. The constant background anxiety that so frequently affects women during hormonal transitions begins to fade away. The fourth major element is the condition of bones, hair, and skin. With age, due to declining female hormones, we begin to lose calcium at an accelerated rate. Bones become more fragile, raising the risk of osteoporosis. Most women immediately rush to the pharmacy for calcium tablets, but few know that without magnesium, phosphorus, and protein, this calcium may simply deposit as kidney stones or vascular plaque without ever reaching the bone tissue. Chia seeds contain 6 times more calcium than whole milk. Crucially, it exists there in a balanced natural ratio with magnesium, phosphorus, and plant protein. Magnesium relaxes cramped muscles, relieves night leg cramps, and aids nervous system recovery during sleep. Calcium and phosphorus directly reinforce bone structure, teeth, and nails. Regarding the skin, thanks to their high antioxidant content, chia seeds actively fight free radicals, the primary drivers of premature aging. Antioxidants protect skin cells from breakdown, stimulate collagen production, and lock precious moisture within the dermis. As a result, fine lines smooth out, dry flakiness disappears, and the face regains that healthy, rested look as if you just returned from a 2-week seaside vacation. Now let us move on to that essential practical detail and may non-obvious tip I promised to share. This is truly a golden rule that changes everything completely. Many people take dry chia seeds and simply sprinkle them onto porridge, yogurt, or salads. This is a major mistake that can not only neutralize the benefits, but also cause discomfort in your stomach. A dry chia seed is like a dry sponge. Upon entering the esophagus and stomach, it rapidly absorbs internal moisture from your body. This can lead to constipation, heaviness, bloating, and even cramps. For chia seeds to unlock their full potential and transform into a true elixir of youth, they must be soaked. Remember this simple formula. Soak the seeds in a ratio of at least 1:8, or ideally 1:10. That means for 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, you take about 10 tablespoons of liquid. This can be plain water, plant milks like almond or coconut, or plain unsweetened yogurt. Soak them for at least 2 to 3 hours, but leaving them in the refrigerator overnight yields the best results. Overnight, a real transformation occurs. The seeds wake up, enzyme inhibitors that hinder nutrient absorption are broken down, and the beneficial fiber turns into that healing gel. In the morning, you get a ready, delicious, and delicate base for breakfast. Yet even this is not the ultimate secret. Here is the final, most valuable life hack that amplifies the action of chia several times over, especially for women in perimenopause. To ensure that the plant-based omega-3 fatty acids from chia seeds are absorbed by your body to the maximum extent, the seeds should be slightly broken down after soaking. The outer hull of the seed is very tough. If you simply swallow a swollen grain whole, a portion of the healthy fats may pass straight through undigested. Therefore, once your chia pudding is ready, pulse it briefly in a blender for just 5 seconds or crush it lightly with a mortar and pestle. This ruptures the tough outer shell and releases the maximum amount of alpha-linolenic acid directly into your system. And a second subtle point. Always add a pinch of cinnamon and a few drops of lemon juice to your soaked chia seeds. Cinnamon further enhances cellular sensitivity to insulin, working in synergy with the fiber, while the vitamin C from lemon juice helps optimize the absorption of plant-based iron, which chia also contains in abundance. Integrating this habit into your life is easier than it seems. You do not need to spend hours cooking. In the evening, while preparing dinner for your family, simply pour 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into a glass of coconut or low-fat milk, add a pinch of cinnamon, stir with a fork for 30 seconds to prevent lumps, and place it in the fridge. In the morning, a rich, thick pudding will be waiting for you. Add a handful of fresh or frozen berries, a few nuts, and your ideal, scientifically grounded breakfast for beauty and hormonal balance is ready. It will keep you full for 4 to 5 hours, protect against blood sugar swings, nourish your joints, support a balanced mood, and trigger gentle rejuvenation from within. You will notice the first changes after just a couple of weeks. A feeling of lightness in the stomach, reduced puffiness, improved complexion, and a return of energy you thought was gone forever. Your body will sincerely thank you for this simple yet powerful care. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. There are many more inspiring stories and useful ideas coming up.